Shock blades hummed to life as 4 assassins in black cloaks breached the wedding corridor's gilded doors. Queen Saleth Varun spun toward the intrusion, her ceremonial robes tangling her legs. The lead killer lunged, blade crackling blue. Elias Mercer, her new human consort, slammed into her from the side. His shoulder drove her behind a marble pillar. Marble chips exploded where her head had been. Saleth hit the floor hard, breath knocked out. She twisted to see. Elias crouched over her, arm extended. A compact pistol barked in his grip. Sleek, matte black, nothing like the ornate energy lances of her guard. The first assassin's chest bloomed red. He crumpled, blade skittering across mosaic tiles. "Where did you?" Saleth started. "Stay down!" Elias cut her off, voice level. He fired twice more. A second assassin jerked back, clutching his throat. The third dove for cover behind a toppled urn. Guards shouted from the corridor's end. Blaster fire streaked past wild and high. Saleth's royal escort lay sprawled, one clutching a gut wound, blood pooling under scaled hands. Elias scanned the chaos, his eyes locked on the wounded guard, Captain Lear, gasping 10 paces away. Elias holstered his pistol mid-stride and sprinted low. He hooked Lear's arm over his shoulder and dragged the alien back, muscles straining against the god's bulk. Blades whirred closer. The remaining assassins flanked the pillar. "Marshal Keth!" Elias bellowed toward the corridor's far archway. Marshal Keth Roll burst through, plasma rifle raised, his ridged face twisted in doubt. "Crossfire trap. Your left flank, now!" Keth hesitated, mandibles clicking. Humans carried no weapons here. Protocol forbade it. But Elias's command rang like steel. The marshal pivoted. His rifle spat azure bolts, pinning the third assassin against the wall. Flesh sizzled. Elias popped up from cover. His pistol cracked once. The assassin's knee shattered. He howled. Blade dropping. Saleth pressed against the pillar, heart pounding. Elias moved like water. Precise, unhurried. Her people trained for years in blade forms. This human made it look innate. The last assassin charged from the shadows, shock blade arcing high. Elias dropped his pistol, empty, and met him head-on. He sidestepped, grabbed the wrist mid-swing. A twist, a lock. The blade clattered free. The assassin swung a fist. Elias ducked, yanked the arm behind the back. From his pocket he produced zip ties. Thin, human-made flexicuffs. They snapped tight around scaled wrists. Keth advanced, rifle trained, secure. Elias nodded, shoving the bound assassin down. He retrieved his pistol and reloaded from an ankle holster Saleth hadn't noticed. No one had. Silence fell, broken by Lear's ragged breaths. Smoke curled from scorched walls. Saulith rose, robes torn, tiara askew. She stared at Elias. Her consort, the quiet diplomat from Terra chosen for Alliance optics, had just dismantled a kill squad. Marshal Keth knelt by Lear, applying a meaty seal. Viceroy Odrin's colors on their cloaks. Separatists. Elias wiped blood from his sleeve. Not his. They planned for blades only, expected no firearms. Saleth stepped forward. Her hand touched Elias's arm. Tentative. Scales met smooth skin. You carried a weapon. What? Hidden. Old habit. He met her gaze, brown eyes steady. No boast. Your security scans missed it. We fix that later. Keth stood, mandibles flexing in what Saleth knew as alien respect. Human. You turned the breach. My rifles crossed yours perfectly. Teamwork, Elias said simply. He checked Lear's wound. Pressure here. He'll live. Silas' mind raced. The marriage pact, forged in council chambers for trade stability, felt fragile hours ago. Elias had spoken little during vows, his Terran reserve mistaken for weakness. Now, alarms wailed deeper in the palace. Footsteps thundered, reinforcements. Keth keyed his comm. Lockdown. Viceroy's hand confirmed. Silas straightened, Queen's mantle snapping back. Marshal, sweep the wings. Elias, with me. They moved as one, Elias at her flank. In the strategy chamber, holomaps flickered to life. Audron's forces massed at the outer gates, tests of her throne, timed for the wedding's vulnerability. Keth pointed. They feint here. Strike the throne room. Elias leaned in, fingers tracing lines. No. Bottleneck them at the atrium. Your drones for overwatch, my pistol for close work. Silith watched him rewrite her defenses. Keth nodded, adapting. As you say, consort. The first wave hit as they reached the atrium. Audron's shock troopers poured through, energy shields glowing. Salith's guards formed ranks, lances firing in disciplined volleys. A trooper broke through, shield battering a guard aside. He raised his blade toward Salith. Elias intercepted. He fired point-blank, shield flickering under the slug's impact. The trooper staggered. Elias closed, pistol butt cracking helmet shitten. Silith fired her own sidearm. A queen's jeweled lance. It vaporized the trooper's arm. Elias finished him with a headshot. Keth's voice barked over comms. Drones, inbound. Swarms of micro-drones dive-bombed the breach. EMP bursts dropping shields. Elias's human-style kinetics punched through. Troopers faltered. Awe rippled through Salith's ranks. Scaled faces turning to the human. Audron himself appeared on a captured feed, sneering from his command skiff. Salith's pet human delays the inevitable. Yield the throne. Salith seized the hololink. Your assassins failed, Viceroy, as will you. Elias murmured at her ear. Jammed their comms. Keth's got the frequency. She nodded. Keth punched keys. Static swallowed Audron's face. The final push came at dawn. Audron's elites scaled the walls, grapples biting stone. Silith directed from the battlements, Elias covering her. One elite crested near them, blade whirring. Elias tackled him off the edge, into Keth's waiting rifle below. Silith grabbed Elias's collar, pulling him back. Her grip lingered, reckless, calculated. He smiled faintly. First crack in his reserve. Audron's forces broke. Skiffs fled under drone fire. Cheers echoed from the guard. In the throne room, Salith faced Elias. Keth saluted them both. Consort Mercer, your doctrine saved us. Humans underestimated. Elias shrugged. You provided the tech. I just connected dots. Salith dismissed Keth. Alone, she stepped close. Her hand found his scales to skin, alliance to pact. You hid more than a pistol, she said softly. He squeezed back. Only what mattered. Trust bloomed in her chest, warm and sure. The quiet human had forged it in fire. Love followed, unspoken, in the press of her palm. But comms crackle. Viceroy's reserves inbound, hidden fleet. Silith's eyes met Elias's. Ready. Salith yanked the comms relay from her belt. All frequencies. Confirm inbound vectors. Keth. Palace grid now. Her voice cracked like a whip. Elias released her hand, eyes scanning the holo displays, flickering to life above the throne. Guards burst through the doors. Keth barreled in behind them, flanked by 3 nobles in gilded armor. Majesty. Fleet signatures at Grid 7. Cloaked until drop orbit. Security Council. Salith pointed to the central table. Elias, sit. She watched him move, calm, unhurried, while nobles shot glances his way. 1, Lady Vren, hissed through scaled lips. The human consort, amid invasion? Elias took the seat without comment. Salith activated the full grid. Red blips swarmed the outer perimeter. Audran's reserves, 50 skiffs, drone swarms, elite drop pods. Viceroy tests us again. Speak your plans. Keth unrolled a sensor overlay. Fortify walls. Activate shield domes. Drones counter their air support. Lady Vren nodded. Noble houses pledge levies, but this consort. Elias. Salith locked eyes on him. Her crest flared faintly, demanding truth. No more hidden layers. Not now. He leaned forward, hands flat on the table. United Earth Forces, Captain. Special Operations, 20 years. Urban pacification, asymmetric warfare. Retired quiet after the Veil incursion. No brag. Just facts. Delivered flat. Keth's frills stiffened. Earth's Veil? You cleared hive spires under plasma siege? Elias shrugged. Standard breach protocols. Silas' pulse quickened. She'd known fragments. His military file, scrubbed vague for the marriage pact. Stability, not savagery. But this, proof now, not words. Range access. Elias tapped the grid. Keth's elite squad. 1-hour drills. Schumann room clearing. Keth barked a laugh. My Varric god? Against soft-skin tactics? Salith rose. Granted. Move. The armory range hummed under red emergency lights. Salith stood on the overlook platform. Elias below with Keth's 10 elites. Scaled warriors in full carapace. Plasma lances primed. They eyed the human like prey. Stack up, Elias ordered. No rank. Just voice, steady as stone. He demonstrated, shoulder to wall, rifle low, pie-slicing corners. Eyes on fatal funnels. Breach on 3. First run, Varric charged straight. Elias reset them. Predictable kills you. Second, they fragmented. He flanked solo, tagged 4 with sim rounds before they pivoted. Scales flushed purple, shock pigment. Keth gripped the rail beside Solith. He moves like liquid. No waste. Below. Elias called corrections. Mirror entries. Cover shadows. By run 5, Varric flowed as 1 unit. Cleared the mock palace wing in half the sim time. Elite saluted him. Frills high. Salith felt heat coil in her chest. Not fear. Admiration. Sharp and new. This quiet male rewrote her god's instincts in minutes. Elias wiped sweat, met her gaze up top. No smile. Just nod. She nodded back. Back in the council chamber, Elias strode to the sensor holomap. Gaps here. He jabbed red voids, blind alleys, service ducts. Palace tech blinds on low-emission stealth. Audran's elites exploit that. Nobles muttered. Lord Thalor waved a claw. Sensors cover 90%. Your gaps. insult our engineers. Reposition guards. Elias dragged icons across the grid. Triad patrols. 2 high-tech, 1 low. Trip lines here, monofilament with chimes. Acoustic triggers, bypass jammers. Keth squinted. Analog in a shield palace? Redundant. Elias pulled wire from a utility kit. Human make coiled in his belt. Wired it myself on the battlements last night. Test it. The guard triggered a line. Chimes rang clear. Salith watched the grid light up. Blinds filled. No tech to hack. Odrin's stealth meant nothing now. 1 hour. Elias stepped back. The fight plan shifted. Walls reinforced, interiors laced with human traps. Nobles gaped at the holomap. Lady Vren slammed her podium. This upends doctrine. A human dictates to Varum blood. Quiet. Salith's voice thundered. Her crest blazed full. Elias Mercer is tactical advisor, effective immediately. His changes stand. Protests erupted. Lord Thalor rose. Majesty, the house is overruled. Silith swept them with her gaze. He saved the palace once. You will again. Dismissed. Nobles filed out, grumbling. Keth lingered, saluted Elias. Captain, your drills. My squad eats now. He left. Alone with Elias, Silith circled the updated grid. Fingers traced his trip lines. You hid this. All of it. Diplomacy first. He stood close. Scent of sweat and metal. Action when needed. She turned. His eyes held hers. Brown, unyielding. Her hand found his arm, scales gripping muscle. Needed now. Trust surged, deeper than alliance. Love flickered in the contact, forged in his quiet competence. Alarms wailed anew. Keth's voice boomed over comms. Drop pods inbound. First wave breaches grid 5. Salith gripped tighter. Elias drew his pistol. Lead or follow. Together. She bared fangs. They ran for the battlements. Drop pods cratered the battlements, venting steam and warriors. Silith leveled her plasma lance. Blue fire lanced from the barrel, vaporizing the nearest hatch. Vex's separatists spilled out, clad in matte black armor, claws extended. Elias snap-fired his pistol. 2 headshots dropped raiders before they cleared the pod. Flank left, he barked. She pivoted, scales rippling. Her lance swept low, searing 3 legs at the joints. They crumpled, screaming. Keth's squad crested the stairs behind them. Grid 5 secure? The marshal roared. Reinforce east wall, Elias shouted. He reloaded mid-stride, eyes scanning the horizon. Pods streaked in, dozens more. Salith's crest flared crimson. She trusted his call. No questions. Her lance bucked again, coring a raider mid-leap. Elias vaulted a barricade. He slapped a breaching charge on the next pod. Boom shrapnel shredded the exit. Keth, suppress the drops. The marshal nodded, barked orders. His troops poured plasma into the sky. Pods veered, exploding in fiery trails. Salith slashed a raider's throat with her vibro dagger. Hot blood splashed her armor. Elias covered her, pistol cracking. The last invader fell. Alarms cut silent. Smoke cleared. Bodies littered the stone. Keth approached. Saluted. Captain Mercer, 0 breaches. Your traps held. Elias holstered his weapon. Squad drills paid off. Salith sheathed her dagger. Her hand brushed his shoulder, firm, grateful. He met her gaze. Steady. He bloomed in her chest. Kath grinned, fangs glinting. Human traps. Who knew? Results matter, Elias said. They descended to the command chamber. Holomaps flickered with after-action data. Vex's forces repelled. Again, a comm ping. Incoming transmission, Viceroy Odrin Vex. Sylith activated the hollow. Audrin's face materialized. Smug scales oiled. Majesty, your palace holds. Barely. The houses murmur. A human consort, weakness. Speak your peace, Vex, she snapped. A ceremonial parade. Tomorrow. Through the capital. My honor guards line the route. Loyal houses only. Prove your stability. Or forfeit optics. Her crest twitched. A trap. Obvious. But refusal fed his narrative. Accepted. Dawn. The hollow died. Keth growled. Insanity. His guards will swarm us. Elias studied the route projection. We go. Optics win thrones. Sylith eyed him. Reserved. Always. But as palace saves changed her, you ride at my side. For show. He nodded. No protest. Dawn broke harsh over the capital spires. Procession horns blared. Salith mounted her throne car, open-topped, crystal-canopied. Elias beside her, in formal consort armor, pistol concealed. Crowds lined the Grand Avenue. Varun's citizens, crests low in deference. Audrin's honor guards dotted the route, tall, armed, ostensibly neutral. Keth rode ahead on hoverbike. All clear, Majesty. Salith waved. Cheers rose. Optics solid. Elias scanned silently. Posture loose. Halfway down the boulevard, he stiffened. Timing's off. She glanced. What? Crowd surge. Left flank. Guard shifted 2 beats late. His voice stayed even. Reroute. Now, take the service alley. Keth's voice crackled over comms. Negative. Doctrine holds the main. To it. Sylith cut in. Her word was law. Elias didn't wait. He keyed the lead hoverbike controls, manual override. The procession veered sharp into the alley. Tires screeched. Guards cursed. Crowds gasped. Audrin's men faltered, caught flat. Service grate ahead exploded. Bomb drones swarmed, fist-sized, red-eyed, payloads armed. 20, closing fast. Salith snatched her sidearm. Plasma bolts scorched 2. Elias exploded into motion. His pistol blurred. Crack, crack, crack. Drones burst mid-air, shrapnel raining harmless. 5 down. Shields up! He yelled. Throne car canopy snapped active. Keth wheeled back. Ambush. Flank them. Drones dove. Elias leaned out, firing one-handed. 10 gone. His free hand yanked Salith low as a drone kamikazed the canopy. Explosion rocked them. Shield held. She fired up, nailing another. How? Trained for it. He popped 3 more. Last drone shredded against his barrage. Silence fell. Wreckage smoked. Audrin's guards froze, weapons half drawn. Sylith rose, lance ignited. Treason! Her voice boomed, amplified. Crowds heard. Holo drones captured every shot. Keth's squad swarmed the guards. Blasters cuffed them. Viceroy's orders, one confessed. Elias scanned the alley, clear. He offered his hand. She took it. Scales to skin. Pulse raced under her grip. Procession reformed. Cheers thundered now, crests blazing loyalty. Back at the palace, nobles assembled. Lady Vren gaped at the hollow replay. He shot them from the air, like swatting gnats. Lord Thalor bowed. Human capability, awe-inspiring. Syleth stood tall. Elias at her side, wiping drone Iker from his pistol. Quiet competence. Kath saluted. New doctrine, Captain. Parades included? Elias shrugged. Adapt. Odrin Vex's face appeared on emergency compale. Majesty. A misunderstanding. Arrest warrants issued, she snarled. Your throne games end. Hollow cut. Nobles erupted in approval. Alone in her chambers later, Syleth faced Elias. Armor shed, her gown clung to scales. His shirt open, revealing human muscle. Scarred, earned. You saw it first, she said. Crest, soft now, intimate. Patterns. He stepped close. No boast. She traced a scar on his chest. Hidden, like you. His hand covered hers. Warm. Steady. No more hiding, lips met. Fierce. Fangs grazing. Trust sealed in ambush fire. Love, no longer flickering. Alarms wailed. Keth's voice. Viceroy's fleet inbound. Blockade breach. Syleth broke the kiss. Fangs bared. Elias drew his pistol. Together, she said. He grinned. Damn right. Shuttle thrusters ignited. Queen Salith Varun slammed the launch controls. The vessel bucked free from the palace bay, streaking toward the orbital dockyards. Elias Mercer braced against the G-forces, eyes locked on the forward holoscreen. Vex's faction swarmed the massive carrier Iron Crest. Docking clamps engaged, boarding pods spewing troops. Marshal Keith! Status! Salith snapped into comms. Keth's voice crackled from the bridge feed. Enemy numbers triple ours, Majesty. They're sealing the carrier's bays. Diplomacy window. Closing. Salith's crest flared red. Her claws dug into the armrest. Elias felt the vibration through her scales, where their shoulders touched. He checked his suppressed pistol. Full mag. Monofilament rounds. Loaded. No time for doubt. Diplomacy's a trap, Elias said. Flat. Direct. Vex wants you talking while they take the ship. We board now. Hit the bridge. Keth's hollow flickered. The Marshal's frilled neck ridges stiffened. Human. That's suicide. Sentries guard every access. Armored. Protocol demands. Protocol loses ships. Elias pulled up schematics on his wristpad. Airlock C7. Service route. I lead a fire team. 3 bodies, max. You cover from the shuttle. Syleth turned. Her golden eyes pierced him. Fangs glinted. You against a carrier garrison? Elias met her gaze. No smile. Trust the patterns, like before. She held for 3 heartbeats, then nodded. Crest softened to amber. Keth. Team to Elias. Weapons hot. Shuttle yawed hard. Docked at the outer ring. Airlock hissed open. Elias led. Him first. Keth second. A wiry guard named Lyra third. Vacuum seals clicked. They ghosted through maintenance vents. Mag boots silent on alloy plating. Elias sliced a panel with his vibro knife. Exposed the power conduit. 1 slash lights died across the sector. Emergency reds pulsed faint. Keth hissed low. You cut power. Blind in here. Blinds them. More. Elias whispered. Sentries rely on optics. We go thermal. Motion ahead. 2 armored sentries lumbered into the corridor. 8-foot hulks, plasma lances primed, joint servos whining. Vex loyalists. Elias dropped prone. Suppressed pistol barked twice. Monofilament rounds punched knee joints. Servos sparked. Hulk staggered. Flanks! Kath raised his rifle. Elias rolled left, slapped a magnetic mine on the first sentry's elbow strut as it swung. Mine adhered. Boom. Arm sheared off in a flash of molten metal. Sentry toppled, crashing into its twin. Second Hulk fired wild. Plasma scorched the wall inches from Lyra. She yelped, scales blistering. Elias vaulted the fallen one. Mine to hip joint. Clunk. Detonation shredded hydraulics. Hunk metal rained. He drove his knife into the visor slit. Sparks. Silence. Keth stared, rifle lowered. 2 shots. 2 mines. There. Scrap. Move. Elias wiped ichor from his blade. Bridge in 2 minutes. They sprinted. Bulkhead ahead. Bridge hatch sealed. Elias hacked the panel with a jury-rigged spike. Green light. Override. Hatch irised. 5 officers spun. Vex's colors on their crests. Alarm screamed. Down! Elias shouted. Keth and Lyra poured fire. 2 dropped. Elias sidestepped, pistol snapping. Headshots. Clean. Last officer lunged with a shock baton. Elias parried, snapped the wrist, drove elbow into throat. Officer crumpled. Timer on his wrist pad. 7:42. Bridge secure. Elias yanked the command console. Data flooded. Logs. Manifests. Vex's orders stamped with his seal. Treason, black and white, carrier handover to separatists, palace bombing plots. Got it. Elias patched sailor's shuffle. Proof transmitting. Bridge hours. Her voice cut through static. Fierce. Elias. Confirmed receipt. Vex exposed. Keth slumped against a station. Frills quivered. 8 minutes. From airlock to here. Humans. Rewrite everything. Lyra bandaged her arm. Ow in her eyes. You moved like shadow. No fear. Elias holstered his pistol. Scan for threats. Clear. Just work. Shuttle bay erupted outside. Sailors' reinforcements poured in. Loyalists retaking corridors. Vex's faction surrendered in waves, crests dimming. Celie strode onto the bridge minutes later. Armor scarred from skirmishes she'd led planetside. Her days found Elias first. Crest blazed gold. She crossed to him, claws gentle on his arm. You saw the breach patterns. Cut the lights, ended it. He nodded, felt her warmth through his suit. Team effort. Keth saluted. Captain Mercer, doctrine updated. Your lead. Saleth pulled Elias aside. Bridge crew averted eyes. Respect, not scrutiny. They expected words. You gave victory. Her hand lingered on his chest scar, visible through torn fabric. Pulse quickened under her touch. Under fire, he said. Like us. Lips met. Fangs grazed. Careful, fierce. Cheers echoed from the crew. Trust forged. Love burned bright. But console pinged. Incoming transmission. Vex's face, desperate. Mercy, majesty it was. Silith snarled. Smashed the hollow. Fleet remnants inbound. Battle's not over. Elias drew his pistol. Grinned. Round 2. Her crest flared in sync. Together, artillery shells screamed through the night sky. The palace wall exploded in a shower of stone and frags. Salif's crest flared crimson as guards shoved her toward the bunker stairs. Alarms wailed. "Majesty, move!" Keth bellowed, plasma rifle raised. She gripped a sidearm. Claws dug into the hilt. Another blast shook the foundations. Dust choked the air. Loyalists dragged her down corridors, boots pounding marble. Elias vanished into the chaos, toward the upper levels. Her frills twitched. Where? Incoming suppressed. Keth barked into his comm. Bunker sealed in 30, Sailor snarled. Status on consort. Balcony overwatch, Majesty. Ease. A sharp crack cut him off. Sniper fire. She broke free, clawed past 2 guards. "Elias!" Keth grabbed her arm. "Protocol!" Bunker now. Her crest pulsed defiance. No, not without him. Up on the shattered balcony, Elias crouched behind a jagged pillar. Shards of crystal rain guard glittered under muzzle flashes. Vex's retaliators. Separatist gunners hidden in the foothills. Pummeled the perimeter. He sighted through his rifle scope. Human optics. Unmodified. Steady breath. Target acquired. Muzzle bloom on ridgeline. 800 meters. Crack. His shot punched through the gunner's scope. Body slumped. One down. Rounds chipped the balcony edge. He rolled left. Scoped again. Second gunner, adjusting for wind. Crack. Hit. Soil's voice crackled in his earpiece. "Elias, bunker. That's an order. 2 minutes." He murmured. Clearing nests. Below. Keth's squads advanced under fire. Marshals faltered. Alien physiology slowed in the smoke. Their crests dimmed under suppression. Elias tagged a third sniper. Then pain lanced his shoulder, grazing round. Hot blood soaked his shirt. He grunted, ignored it. Sighted forth. Salif burst onto the balcony stairs. Guards trailed, stunned. Protocol shattered. Queens didn't charge into crossfire. Her claws scraped stone as she vaulted debris. "Elias!" He fired. Fourth gunner dropped, swiveled to her. "Down!" A round snapped past her frills. She dove beside him, grabbed his arm. Blood slicked her scales. "You're hit. Grazing." He slapped a field dressing on. "Go. Bunker." Her eyes narrowed. Claws tore his shirt wider. Bullet crease, deep, but clean, no artery. Still, he bled. For her crest blazed gold fury. Guards gawked from cover. Keth yelled. "Majesty, back!" She ignored them. Hoisted Elias's arm over her shoulder. Muscles strained, human weight heavier than expected. Dragged him toward the stairwell door. Rounds pinged off walls. One guard fell, clutching thigh. Inside, she slammed the hatch. Leaned him against bulkhead. Ripped a med strip from her belt. Pressed it to his wound. "Modesty nearly killed you." He winced, smile faint. Effective fire needs eyes. Her frills quivered. Touch lingered. Warmth spread from his skin to hers. Arranged match. Political glue. Now this. Him, bleeding for her throne. She saw it. The quiet reserve hid a storm. Battlefield asset. Hers. Alarms blared. Bunker access sealed ahead. Keth pounded from below. "Consort secure. Elias pulled a data chit from his vest, slapped it into her palm. Comcodes glowed holographic. Voice synth. Mimic me. Issue Overwatch redirects. Her mandibles clicked. Impersonate. Gods trust human tactics now. Your queen. Adapt. He tapped the chit. Record. Keth. Flank left ridge. Suppress with drones. Elias out. Replay in my cadence. She stared. Claws closed around Chit. His voice flat, precise. Human normalcy. Extraordinary. A rival's siege. And he rewrote her command chain. Explosions rattled doors. Vex's voice boomed from hacked palace speakers. Sail Varun cowers. Her pet human bleeds. Yield the throne! She snarled. Activated Chit. Tested. Keth, ridge left. Drones now. Elias's voice echoed. Perfect mimicry. Her throat mimicked pitch. Rhythm. Claw's input overrides. Keth's response crackled. Copy. Captain Mercer. Flanking. Silith's crest surged. It worked. Guards below shifted doubt to drive. She dragged Elias deeper. Stairs slick with his blood trail. His weight sagged. Pain etched his face, but eyes scanned shadows. Protective. Even wounded. Bunker hatch loomed. Guards yanked it open, staring at her. Queen hauling consort like battlefield salvage. Frills flatlined in shock. No queen touched the fray. Not like this. Medics, she roared. Shoved Elias inside. Collapsed beside him on the deck. Medtech swarmed. Injections hissed. His hand found hers. Squeezed. Vex's artillery thundered closer. Wolves groaned. Keth squads reported hits. Drones swarmed ridges. Loyalist counterfire live. Salif leaned close. Fangs grazed his ear. You downplayed this. All of it. Modesty, he murmured. Saves lives. Her claws traced his jaw. Saw the cost now. Scarred shoulder. Pale skin. Quiet human. Storm unleashed. For her, arranged vows turned pact. Survival. More. No more alone, she whispered. Crest blazed against his chest. We pay together. He nodded, pulled her hand to his lips, kissed scales. Heat bloomed. Console pinged. Keth gunners. Routed majesty. Vex's lead ship inbound. Dropships deploying. Salith stood. Rifle ready. Elias rose beside her, pistol drawn, wound bound. Grin sharp. Round 2, he said. Her frills synced gold. Together. Guards parted. Awe rippled. Queen and consort. Unbreakable. Vex's dropships darkened the sky. Battle called. But deeper corridors stirred. Saboteurs breached lower levels. Vex's voice hacked again. Your human tricks fail. My blades cleaned the palace heart. Silith's claws tightened. Elias checked mags. Her gaze locked his. Trust sealed in blood. Love ignited under fire. Keth rallied squads. New doctrine, Mercer lead! She saw it fully. His modesty cost flesh. She refused to let him pay solo. Claws linked his fingers. Charged into the fray. Dropship ramp slammed down. Separatists poured out, crests black with treason. Plasma bolt crisscrossed halls. Elias dropped 2 with precise shots. Salith shredded a flank with her blade. Guards followed, emboldened. Keth flanked wide. Drones buzzing. Ridge clear! Perimeter holds! Vex's saboteurs hit the throne vault. Explosives boomed. Sylith pivoted. There, Elias nodded. Breach team, you point, I cover. They sprinted. Her longer strides matched his grit. Rounds whined. She shielded him on turns. Instinct now. Vault doors buckled. Traitors inside rigging charges. Vex's hollow flickered. Sneering face. End of Varoon reign. Sylith fired. Hollow shattered. Elias flanked. Pistol barking. Traitor fell. Last one lunged. Blade high. She parried. He stabbed. True. Silence fell. Charges disarmed. Keth burst in. All clear, Majesty. Vex fleeing system. She turned to Elias. Wand seeped. But he stood tall. Handed her the chit. Your voice now. Victory speech. Her crest warmed. Pulled him close. Lips met. Fierce. Fangs careful. Guards cheered low. Love. Burned. Throne secure. Salith slammed her claw on the vault console. Keth, launch the countercoup. Elias commands. Keth's crest fled doubt. He glanced at Elias, bloodied but steady. Majesty, humans lack our neural links. Elias cut in. Split into 3 teams. Alpha jams their comms from the relay spire. Bravo cuts power at the fusion nexus. Charlie isolates Vex's node. We converge on his broadcast chamber. Sylith watched Elias map it on the hollow. Precise lines sliced enemy positions. No hesitation. Her consort, quiet Elias Mercer, rewrote her warlike child's play. Keth barked orders. Dropships hummed to life. Sylith gripped Elias's arm. You lead. I follow. He nodded once. Eyes locked hers. Stay sharp, my queen. Ramps dropped on the spire ledge. Winds howled through crystal canyons. Separatist sentries crested the ridge. Plasma rifles glowing. Elias dropped low. Alpha, suppress! His pistol cracked twice. 2 sentries tumbled. Heads vaporized. Sylith's blade sang free. She charged beside him. Claws raking a third. Blood sprayed hot. Her guards poured fire. Drones swarming. Comms jammed. Keth voxed. They're blind. Elias vaulted a barricade. Bravo! Breached the nexus. Below. Bravo team repelled the fusion tower. Grebels bit crystal. Guards scaled fast, tails lashing for balance. Separatists swarmed from vents. Hulking brutes with vibro axes. One lunged at Elias's position. He sidestepped, drove elbow into throat. Alien choked, dropped. Elias stripped its rifle, fired full auto. 3 more fell. Sylith parried an axe swing. Her blade cleaved armor. Push! Kef flanked. Grenades arcing. Explosions lit the night. Power flickered empire-wide. Vex's node went dark. Converge! Elias roared. He sprinted down shafts, Sylith matching stride for stride. Her crest burned pride. This human, her arranged match turned rout to hunt. Charlie team breached the broadcast chamber. Outer ring blasts. Shook bulkheads. Separatists held the core. Barricades stacked high. Elias signaled halt. Flank. Left. I'll draw. Sylith hissed protest. Claws tightened on his wrist. He squeezed back. Trust me. She nodded. Heart thrummed alien rhythm. Elias broke cover. Rifle barked controlled bursts. Separatists focused him. Plasma scorched his podrome. Keth's team hit from vents. Salif led the crush, blade whirlwind. Limbs flew, guards mowed down stragglers. Chamber doors buckled under chargers. They burst in. Vex stood at the hollow podium, broadcast live to every system. His crest sneered black. Varun weakling clings to pet human. Elias leveled pistol. On your knees, Viceroy. Vex laughed. Guards flanked him. Elite, crests scarred. You, fragile ape? Elias fired. God's knee exploded. It crumpled, howling. Salith's breath caught. Such calm precision. Second god charged. Elias pivoted, shot shoulder, then leg. It spasmed down. Vex paled. Drew blade. Confess, Elias said, voice still. Live feed. Tell your empire you poisoned the wells, bombed the hives, engineered the famine. Vex lunged. Elias sidestepped. Pistol butt, cracked jaw. Viceroy sprawled. Salif advanced. Blade ready. But Elias held hand up to her. Guards froze. Keth covered exits. Elias pressed barrel to Vex's temple. Say it, or I paint the lens. Sweat beaded Vex's scales. Holocam's word, trillions watched. I poisoned the outer hives. Vex choked. Famine was mine. The coup's my signal. Salith Varun is true queen. Elias hauled him up. Forced face to cam. Louder. Renounce your claim, Vex. Spat blood. I renounce. Soldiers, stand down. Surrender. Silas Voxlink buzzed. Empire channels lit green. Arrests flashed, sector-wide. She stepped forward. Claws linked Elias's free hand. Spare the rank and file. Reintegrate them. War ends now. Keth relayed. Majesty's mercy. Vex's officers only. Vex slumped. Elias zip-tied him, shoved to guards. Chamber fell silent. Holo feed cut. Keth stared at Elias. Crest dipped respect. Human, you rewrote doctrine. We follow Mercer now. Silith pulled Elias close. Lips met his. Fierce, no fangs this time. His blood smeared her scales, trust forged in fire. But alarms wailed anew. Outer sensors pinged. Vex's fleet inbound. Final gambit. Elias checked rifle. They won't reach Atmo. My plan. Her crest flared awe. This quiet human, her love, commanded stars. Dropships screamed liftoff. Elias split teams again. Jammed their navs. Board the lead cruiser. Salith boarded with him. Claws gripped harness. Together, he grinned faint. Always, enemy fleet loomed, prows bristling guns. Plasma lanced void, alpha jam beacons. Ships veered blind. Bravo, sliced power, relays. Cruisers went dark. Charlie, Elias's core, punched through hangar bays. Zero-J breach. Silith magnetized boots. Blasted a trooper mid-leap. Elias covered. Shots pinning clusters. They hit bridge. Captain snarled. For Vex! Elias disarmed him one-handed. Pistol to neck. Surrender, Queen's mercy. Captain knelt. Vox blared compliance. Fleet stood down. Back on palace deck. Silith watched Elias debrief Keth. Human gestures efficient. Voice low command. Marshal nodded. Your humility hid God's fury. We underestimated. Elias shrugged. Just training. She crossed to him, pulled into alcove. Lips claimed his deep, my asset, my heart. His hands framed her crest, yours. Arrest feeds rolled, empire healed. Vex chained for trial, but whispers lingered. Vex's hidden allies. One hollow chit blinked in Elias's palm. Code unbroken. Saleth tensed. What now? He crushed it. We hunt. Her love, ignited full. Throne stronger. Human. Extraordinary. Saleth's claws wrapped the tribunal dais. Crystal chimes echoed through the vaulted hall. Thousands of crests turned nobles. Marshals. Envoys from fringe worlds. Viceroy Oberyn Vex knelt in chains at center pit. Scales dulled by null-field cuffs. This imperial tribunal convenes, Saleth declared. Her voice cut the murmurs. Viceroy Oberyn Vex stands accused of treason, high rebellion, attempted regicide. Vex lifted his head, his eyes locked on Elias, who stood silent at her right. A queen weds a soft-skinned pet, Vex sneered. The empire crumbles. Gasps rippled. Saleth's crest flattened. She signaled Kethral. The marshal dragged Vex upright. Speak your defense. Vex spat. Your throne teeters on alien weakness. Humans break under fire. I tested him. He failed. Ha 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 ha. Laughter bubbled from separatist benches. Saleth stepped forward. Her gaze swept the hall. Elias Mercer did not fail. He shattered your fleet. Boarded your flagship, forced surrender. Proof holos flickered alive. Elias's dropship punched through cruiser hulls. 0G breaches. Blaster fire pinning troopers. Saheleth at his side, blasting leapers. Bridge capture. Vex's captain kneeling. Silence crushed the hall. Crests flared in shock. Sylif raised her voice. For this valor, I name Elias Mercer my war consort, equal in command. Guardian of the throne. Elias shifted beside her. His hand brushed her arm, subtle anchor. The hall erupted. Cheers from loyalists, hisses from rivals. Keth leaned in. Medals, my queen, the Starfire crest. Human never worn it. Saleth nodded. Attendants approached with trays. Glowing insignias. Elias waved them off. No medals, he said. Voice low, steady. Every crest strained to hear. Murmurs swelled. Vex barked a laugh. See? Coward flees glory. Elias met his eyes. Glory's for parades. Send aid to veterans instead. Human and Varoon. Joint clinics. Prosthetics that fit both scales and skin. Training for scars we share. Silence again. Then a noble stood. He refuses honor for the broken. Saleth watched Elias, his posture straight, unyielding. No boast, just fact. Keth's frills twitched, bold, practical. Vex lunged against chains. Lies! He hides frailty! Saleth slammed her claw. Enough. Sentence. Exile to ice worlds. Assets seized, allies rooted out. Gods hauled Vex away. His roar faded. Tribunal dissolved in waves of bowing crests. Saleth turned to Elias. Her claw grazed his sleeve. Walk with me. They slipped through side arches. Palace corridors hummed with distant vox chatter. Her guards trailed at distance. Elias matched her stride. Silent, she led to Oath Chamber. Inner sanctum. Biolume walls pulse soft blue. Ancestor relics gleamed. Claws of old queens, forged in plasma wars. Door sealed. Alone. Saleth faced him, crest half raised. You refused medals, shocked the court. Elias shrugged. They fight wars. They need the help more. She paced closer. Claws traced his collar. Tribunal named you war consort. But our marriage, arranged for alliance, now under fire, it binds deeper. He nodded, eyes steady on hers. Set our terms, she said. You, yourself, no protocols. Elias paused, framed her shoulders. Human hands firm, warm against scales. Equals. Always. You rule, I advise. No secrets. Her crest flared full. Heat bloomed in her core. Joint defense, he continued. Pact with Keth. Blend our tactics. Human breach teams. Varun shield walls. Train together. She gripped his wrists. You boarded with me. Fought as one. But equals. A human consort as co-ruler? Tested in void, he said. We passed. Lips met. Hers parted on his. Claws dug light into his back. He pulled her tight. Breath shared. Oath sealed without words. They parted. Foreheads touched. Done, she whispered. Vox chimed. Keth's voice. My queen. Consort. Strategy vault. Now. Saleth straightened. Crest settled. Elias checked his wrist pad. They exited. Vault doors hissed open. Holomaps swirled. Fleet positions. Border scans. Keth waited. Frills taut. 2 aides flanked him. Separatist whispers. Keth said. Vex's chit network. Hidden allies probed our jammers. Elias slid into seat. Fingers danced over controls. Maps zoomed. Red blips pulsed on rim worlds. Here, Elias pointed. Ghost signals, masked as trade relays. Keth's eyes narrowed. We scanned. Nothing. Human freaks, Elias said. Old Earth mil-spec. Jammed your gear. He patched in Alpha Team's logs. Signals decoded. 3 cruisers. Shadow-docked at asteroid belts. Saleth leaned in. Strike. Elias nodded. Split forces. Keth, your heavies pinned them. My boarders gut engines. Keth hesitated. Crest flicked doubt. Boarders again. Losses high. Elias pulled up Sims. 0 last time. With the Harun mag boots, half the risk. Keth studied. Frills relaxed. Clever. Joint teams. Train tonight, Elias said. Live fire. Palace grounds. Saleth watched. Keth saluted. Consorts lead. Aides scrambled. Orders barked. Saleth pulled Elias aside. Court saw valor. Now Keth bends. My marshals will follow. He grinned faint. Teamwork. Night fell. Grounds lit harsh. Recruits assembled. Varun warriors in gleaming armor. Human vets from Alliance bases. Flown in quiet. Elias paced front. Rifles slung. Pair up. Human breacher. Varun anchor. Warriors grumbled. Crests low. A burly sergeant snorted. Softskins lead. Silas stood overlook. Watched. Elias fired first shot. Sim drones swarmed. Humans jammed navs midair. Varun shields locked. Breach pods simulated. 0G spins. One pair faltered. Varun slipped. Human grabbed claw. Yanked stable. Blasted drone cluster. Cheers erupted. Keith joined Elias. They sink. Fast. Basics, Elias said. Humans adapt. You endure. Drill peaked. Full assault. Drones breached perimeter. Warriors countered. Elias covered Salus' position. Instinct. Blaster barked. 2 drones vaporized. She blasted third. Claws itched for more. Debrief ended. Warriors saluted Elias. Crests high. Sailith crossed grounds. Found him wiping rifle. They call you Void Claw now. He chuckled. Better than pet. She pulled him behind barricade. Lips claimed fierce. My war consort. My equal. Hands roomed. Scales met skin breath, quickened. Vox crackled. Kath, consor. Signal spike. Cruisers inbound. Rim patrol hit. Elias broke kiss. Pad lit. Launch now. Sylif gripped harness. Together. Dropships screamed. Lift. Stars wheeled. Enemy prows glowed hot. Elias split teams. Gem navs. Board leads. Her crest flared. This quiet human. Her partner. Commanded again. Plasma. Lanced. Alpha. Jammed. Ships veered. Bravo sliced relays. Darkness spread. Charlie punched bays. 0G. Sciolith magnetized. Blasted trooper. Elias pinned flank. Bridge doors blew. Captain roared. For the true line. Elias disarmed. Pistol pressed.